Welcome back. Power up.
Dun, dun, dun,
It's
dun,
time
dun,
for another
dun,
episode.
dun, 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 dun,
Let's go. Another Yami Shibai discussion. Season 5,
Season
episode 2.
5, episode 2.
I watched the wrong episode right before this.
He jumped an
It's
entire
almost
season ahead of us.
almost season 6, episode 1. That's and
It'll
I'm
be
very
interesting.
prepared now.
Be interesting opinions for that one when we get there. I don't
I'll probably
rem-
forget it by then in any case.
I don't remember which episode that is off the top of my head. Do you want to give a quick review, which you won't remember?
Uh, it was like foggy, it was echoey. She was like, "Hello." Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head.
Well, that'll be a great description.
The later
You'll see.
seasons we go, the less familiar I am with them. Yep.
It was okay.
Okay.
I won't rate it yet.
Don't rate this episode yet either. But did you like it more or less than this episode?
Less. Maybe I'll remember it more though, just because it was unique that the first time I watched the wrong episode.
Hopefully.
And we missed this, but I'm Ghosty, joined once again by the wonderful, the handsome, illustrious Germ.
Derp. Derp.
You've never done that before, so
Derp.
I don't know.
Derp.
You can speak normally too.
Derp.
Back for another episode of the Yami Shibai discussion. Let's go.
So, Ghosty, did you watch me and Paradox episode, the tier list episode?
I just did. I just watched a little bit right now when you told me that it existed. I was busy tour guiding and stuff.
Did you give it a thumbs up and a comment?
I actually didn't.
I know.
There's no point to self-promote. That's just bad taste.
Oh, would you like to start?
Yeah, let's step right up and have a look. It's time for Yami Shibai. Do they still say that? I don't think they do.
They don't. I just think it's such a quotable line.
Episode title, Give It To Me. The episode starts. We join an office lady on her way home, passing through a playground. You're reenacting it? The office worker hears a, "Hey, lady." A young girl is calling out. That was a really bad
That
young
sounded
girl
like an old
impression.
man.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that again.
Hey, lady.
That's better. Maybe you can help me. She heads over and asks if the child is by herself. She answers that she's waiting for her mommy. The child spots the butterfly brooch that the office lady is wearing, saying how pretty it is. She says,
Hey, give it to
give
me.
it to me." Yeah, exactly like that. You should say no.
Yeah.
Teaching bad habits.
I don't think that's good. Like, honestly, it's not good habits to teach a child.
They're just going to start asking for everything.
Yeah.
And it's so forceful. It's not like, "Hey, can I have that?" It's,
Yep.
"Give it to me." Our office lady decides to give her the brooch and says how good the girl is being, waiting for her mom patiently. It looks expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
The young girl thanks the office lady, and they say their goodbyes. As the office lady walks away, she thinks how cute the kid was, and how hard it is to say no to cute kids, and how girls that age just want to be like grown-ups.
You still it's still spoiling them. You shouldn't give them stuff.
Yeah, grown-ups can't get stuff just by saying "give it to me" unless you have some kind of weapon. Later that night, or maybe the next day, the office lady is heading out, and while passing through the playground, hears a
Lady.
"Lady."
I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it.
Now yours is better, actually. You should keep going. She approaches the girl, asking why she's out so late. The young girl compliments her lipstick and says,
Hey, give it to me. Come on, please. I can have it, right? Hey, give it to me. Come on, give it to me.
She decides to put the lipstick on her and shows the young girl her face in the pocket mirror. I feel like I'd be kind of alarmed when I pick up my daughter and she was 4 wearing lipsticks from somewhere I
That
didn't
is
know.
something you should ask a parent about, for sure.
The young girl's very happy, and the office lady is happy to make her feel this way. After they say goodbye, she meets up with a man. I think this is actually the next day.
I actually was thinking that too because I just noticed her shirt's different in this shot than the last.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
later. She meets them in a car park, and we assume it's her boyfriend, but she never confirms this. They hear a lady and look down and see the young girl in the car park still wearing the brooch and lipstick. And the lady notes actually that she's still wearing the lipstick from days before.
Yep.
She says, "Why are you here?" The young girl answers,
Hey, is he your boyfriend?
it's like schoolyard bullying. The young girl says, "What?"
Lucky. I want one too. Hey, give it to me.
Which is uncomfortable and strange. The young girl asks over and
Hey,
over
give
again.
him to me. Hey, give it to me.
So annoying. We cut forward to after they left the car park in their vehicle driving away. Looks like a nice car.
It does.
The office lady is not happy and says with a frown, "There's something wrong with that girl. That girl ain't right." Good edit job.
I've surprised you again.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't know that was coming. Good job. She looks over to her boyfriend, spots something in the rearview mirror. She sees the girl looking blankly back at her. Creepy eyes.
Mhm.
The guy is unresponsive, just driving straight with his eyes barely open. The young girl's hands, now surrounded by fog, reach around the guy's chair. The young girl's head comes back, blankly looking at the office lady, and we hear,
I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, lady, give this to me too. Come on, give it to me.
the end.
Talk about creating. Go ahead.
It starts getting annoying hearing "give it to me" so many times. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lie.
So I rewatched this episode like 4 or 5 times. I
Mhm.
think I really represented how annoying it gets well with one slide in particular. I don't know if you've noticed when we were going along.
That was the general theme of the episode.
So then it goes this slide. It goes. Oop, 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 oop.
I mean, it's supposed to be annoying, so it kind of makes sense, I guess. This episode had a really interesting art style, especially at the very start. I think it was supposed to be sunset or something.
Oh, let's go back and take a
The
look.
the color scheme, it looked like a painting or something.
Like this one.
Yeah.
That is cool.
It also kind of looks like if you go back to that slide where
Yeah.
she was just walking by herself, it looks like the park from the theme song with like the clock and stuff.
Oh, now that you mention it,
I don't know if that's intentional or if just those clocks are common,
I
but
wonder if the Crunchyroll comments would have brought it up.
we'll never know.
Never know.
Dark times.
She said she felt like a cool adult. For the record, she was a cool adult. She just gave in to not good desires.
I remember some friends, younger siblings, asking for stuff when we were kids and feeling very awkward about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
uh,
this is somewhat nostalgic in that way, I guess.
in a
But it
negative
is
way.
awkward. Yeah, it is awkward when a kid asks you for something and it's like not your kid. You're like, what do you do?
Yeah, I think it depends what it is. Because if it's a brooch or lipstick, I don't think you should.
Nah, especially like the butterfly looked expensive, so
Mm-hmm.
you'd think your kid stole it or something if you just show
Yeah,
up and
that's
they
the
have it.
worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should reiterate: do not put lipstick or any makeup on a child you don't get permission of the parents of first.
Yeah, definitely not. It's really, especially at night. That's creepy. Would not recommend.
So, what do we think was happening with the boyfriend?
You're saying,
Do you remember at the end where he was like that blank and
oh, he
just
was like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got in a fight because the little girl was weird or something,
oh,
or
interesting. Do
maybe
you
he
think
was in
it's
a
like
trance.
symbolic? Because I did
Mm,
interpret it more as a trance.
mm. I think it was more like a trance. It was hard to tell if she reacted to how creepy he looked, or just like the fact that the girl was in the back seat. I can't really remember.
She was trying to speak to him and he didn't respond.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Getting ideas for metaphors.
Yeah. That should be fun.
I feel like there's a lot actually you can take away from this one.
Mhm.
It is a classic episode with a kid theme, but I guess this time from the adult perspective. So
Yep.
that's kind of a different twist.
We're keeping the theme of woman as main character, and even the child,
Oh
the
yeah,
villain was a young girl as well.
yeah. She was kind of a jerk actually.
Yeah,
The woman was so nice to her, and then she just
stole everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a lesson there too.
Though I feel like a lesson of this that's like it might be better for a woman, but I don't think you should talk to a child that's by themselves without their parent there.
Yeah, you give the wrong message. But once again, different context. 'Cause there's not that often you see kids by themselves in North America.
And also, the kid did speak to her first.
Mm-mm. And it's weirder to just ignore a kid.
Yeah, I still think you should be cautious though.
Actually, my first impression of this episode when it just starts and she says hi to the kid was that she knew the kid
Mm.
beforehand, like knew her mom.
I
I
don't
didn't
think
realize
so.
till later
Yeah,
that she didn't know.
yeah, because it's kind of weird if you're like that close to a kid, speaking to them without knowing their parents.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
And it seemed like she knew the mom was going to be coming soon or something.
yeah. I assume she thought that. Oh, in my notes, I have in slide 23, you know she's smelly because of the stink lines.
What?
Look at all them stink lines.
I liked the woman's face in this slide too.
Oh yeah, I was so distracted by
Like
the stink
shook.
lines. They did a really good inner lip now that you mention it.
This
Wow, that's
is a cool
crazy.
scene in general. A lot of detail. Good job.
So this episode did remind me a lot of season 3, episode 1, Lend It To Me.
Oh yeah, it is quite similar. Maybe that's a certain
Yeah,
kind of ghost or something.
maybe, but it felt a little too similar to me.
It's pretty much the exact same concept, actually.
Except a grown man and a woman on the other side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Interesting.
Oh well. Shall we get on to the comments?
Yeah, where
Unless
are we
there's
pulling
anything else.
comments from now? I'm
Unless there's
interested.
remember my anime list?
Hmm. They still have some good discussions.
Some, not as many. And way less funny stuff.
Ah,
I'll read this one first from Jessica AFM. I really liked this. The little girl goes from cute to creepy AF. Did it make me jump? No, but the atmosphere is definitely spooky. Glad to see Shibai going back to the season 1 feel. I agree with this.
hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that too. You don't need jump scares
no,
every
it
episode, that's for sure.
jump scares are fine, but it just depends how
Hmm.
responsible you are with them. Just like drinking.
Yeah. And they were kind of going crazy with them at the end of every episode for a little
Yeah,
while, so
season 3 was crazy for jump scares, but it also
it
had
was
the best
enough.
monsters too.
Yeah,
Not
the
that you,
monsters were cool. I
not that
like the
you would know.
monsters.
You didn't watch our tier list.
Yeah, I still have time. Stark 700 said, whoever voiced that little girl brought out her character at the end pretty well.
Mm.
That was actually the Germ voicing. This was better than the first episode, IMO.
uh, yeah, it's true. They brought out the voice really well to be like little kid and annoying, and then
Mm-mm.
go into creepy. Definitely.
Yeah, she was definitely annoying.
Okay. Miss Black Ribbon. I don't like it, but there's a personal preference. I'm sure I'll like the future episodes more, which I think is very
Mm.
fair. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just a very
Mm.
uncontroversial take.
Yeah.
They said, I don't like it, but it's okay if other people like it.
I, if I remember correctly, I put this comment because I wish more people were like this.
Yeah, this is unusual for the internet.
It's very unusual.
Nameless Mofo said, I learned a new word, XD. I think they're that's the laughing emoji, not
Yeah,
the word they learned.
yeah.
Also, some people here say the lady should have just said no. But how do you think that would turn out for her? That's true. If it's a ghost, maybe it'd be worse.
Maybe it would have been worse.
Definitely not good. I'd like to think the idea was inspired by Aluka from
Hunter
HXH.
x
That's
Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
She was the same creepy, give me something while being cute attitude. And if you don't give it to her, you're just dead. So I think the same rule applies here.
We don't know. And
And
what do you think the
I
new
doubt it's
word?
inspired by Hunter x Hunter.
There's probably a real life inspiration. And what do we
Yeah.
think the new word was?
Oh, it was the give it to me one. I almost repeated it at the end of the episode too, but I forget what it was now.
It was the give it. Oh, I see the
Yeah.
Japanese word for give it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny. Okay, and Dion X. That was pretty creepy. The smudged lipstick added to the effect. I keep thinking the girl's mother was just going to come and she would be a ghost or
Mm, something.
SMTH. Something, yeah.
Yeah. Abbreviation. Yeah, that would have been a good result actually.
Mm.
I think that would have been more interesting in some ways.
It would have been more unique for this, for Yamashibai, but I think
Mm.
I understand why they went with what they did as well.
Oh yeah, of course. I agree.
Now, time for a germ tangent.
Our new segment.
So, this was on a thread on Reddit talking about the first season.
Mhm.
This name, it's like backwards AESDAISHAR.
Mhm.
Ashidrin. They accidentally watched the first episode thinking it was something else. They were very intrigued, but haven't decided they wanted to continue it or not. But all in the those 5 minutes were some of the eeriest I've ever experienced. So I guess they got props for doing what they set out to do. And I just thought this was a very interesting comment.
Yeah, I wonder how they watched it accidentally.
Mm.
And that's the first episode of this season, or the first
No,
episode
the
of the whole series?
it's from 11 years ago. I'm pretty sure
Ah,
it was from the very first episode.
wow, it's ancient.
Yeah.
I think the my anime list comments are better than I expected. Actually,
This episode really was like top game for them. Bless you.
oh, weird. I wonder why specifically. Thank you.
Yeah, I do. But they're not always going to. Now, why did I put this in here again? Give it to me.
Maybe the description or the thumbs
The
up, thumbs
story
down.
of a certain office lady on her way home from work. She meets a young girl in the park who persistently asks her to give her things. The moment she begins to see her past self in this young girl, things take a frightening turn. Can she escape the darkness of material desire? Oh, I thought that was
Mm.
interesting. That's why.
They kind of revealed a bit of what like the moral of the story is here in this description.
At least their opinion of it, at least.
Okay, I see where they were going with this now.
Yeah. I don't know if that's like the actual like point of it. I'm sure they
Feels
don't
kind of right to
actually.
me.
I'm sure they don't actually get a description from Japan, Crunchyroll.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
They just come up with it.
Yep. Themes and metaphors. It sounds like you had one.
I think what they were getting at there isn't what I was getting at all, but their one makes sense because uh, the woman kind of had a fancy life. I was thinking it while we were watching the episode, like a boyfriend in a suit, like the BMW looking car they were driving in.
Oh,
It's like she really valued uh,
material.
possessions and accumulating things.
But
Her whole
that's
life
the
was just going around saying, "Give it to me," and then
yeah.
it consumed her.
But that's their theory. Was that your theory?
No, my theory was that it was about. Well, first, there's a lot to it,
Yeah.
but don't spoil kids,
Yep.
or they'll turn out
I have
rotten
that
and
one as
ruin your
well.
life.
Yeah.
Uh, and the other possibility was it's like they have a kid, and the kid just takes everything from her
Ooh,
and consumes her life, takes everything she cares about by just taking all the attention and time.
I love that. That's so interesting. Maybe they
I
get
don't
a
think
divorce
that's
and she steals the husband away.
yeah, exactly. I don't think that's what
Ah,
they were going for though.
no, but I love that interpretation. I have something similar to I had to lend it to me. Lending out too much is harmful to you and those around you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wait, how did those around you can extract more? So maybe it's not harmful to them.
But look how it doesn't do them good to expect things to just come to them in the world, you know?
That's true. That's true. You need to learn how to forge your own fish for yourself.
Yep. Teach a man to fish and he'll sell the fish. Give a man a fish and he'll be desperate to buy another, you know, the old saying.
I've not heard it that way before, but that way makes sense.
I said it that way jokingly, but
Oh,
it
it's
turned
being
out better
polite.
than I was expecting.
Yeah, I liked it. You're wise man.
Accidentally wise, I don't mind. So, Ghosty, what is your score?
I like this quite a bit, maybe just because I liked it more than the episode that I watched accidentally before. So I'm gonna go with an 8.
Oh, a nice 8. Uh, I like it. I think interesting stuff's going on, but it feels a little too derivative for me.
That's fair.
We've been here before, so 5. It's okay. And I forgot to add them together.
In
Woohoo!
total, it's a 13. Lucky number 13.
13's not bad.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah. So the next episode is called Crow of Children, and there's no end drawing for this one.
Hmm, that's hard. Maybe there's gonna be like a school playground, and there's a crow that they're like throwing rocks at or something, and then it gets its revenge.
It's a lot weirder than that. And before we officially end, we forgot to talk about the image of this episode that you tried to guess. Where was it? Because this is the episode's image.
Oh, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I
I,
forgot they were doing specific end images.
yeah. I believe there's
Cool.
4 end images, if I remember correctly. I think this is beautifully done.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think this episode was well drawn in general, so good job.
Very true. Very true. But I'm afraid you were wrong with guessing next week's. I don't think you could have guessed next week's, and that's okay.
It was definitely a hard one. Even from the name, I was like, it's not much of a hint.
There's a lot of possibilities of that.
Sounds creepy though, so looking forward to it.
Thank you for joining me, Ghosty.
It's been real. See you on the next one.
Thank you for being you. Bye. Dun, 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 dun.